Yeah.
And so when did you first notice signs that made you think your child might need to see a doctor?
One thing I can really remember, like, for like 3 weeks every day, when he took a shower, Mom, which one you say is the hot water again? I'm like, Caleb, your left hand, the one you don't write with. Okay. Then at the same time, he takes the bath at the same time every day.
Yeah.
The next day, Mom, which one was the hot? I'm like, Caleb, the left one, the hand you don't write with, that side. Okay. The next day, I'm like, are you fucking with me? Like, am I being punked? Because I think he's fucking with me. But no, it's really, you can tell in his eyes he's not doing it on purpose. He really don't remember. It's like his mind resets every day. You have to keep reminding him of like.
Wow, okay. So at that point, you're like, I need to see a doctor or something's going on.
And then the thing about his food, like he wants the same food. And like he's weird about textures. There's certain foods he will not eat just because of how it feels when he eats it. So it's like he's really... I
remember seeing about that on the news too. Yeah, texture plays a big part.
And he don't like certain noises and sounds and stuff. So I have to be like real mindful of where I take him because he gets irritated real quick.
Oh, really? Okay, wow. And I want to get a little bit, you already touched on my next question, but if you go a little bit more in detail about it. So what are some of the early behaviors or differences that you had observed?
When he was younger, he really didn't like being around other people. He was always to himself. And like when other people, it's like he was in his own world. When you try to come into his world, he's like, who are you? Why are you here? I guess you can say he's an introverted extrovert because when he's at school, he'll have friends and stuff like that. When he's home, he wants to be by himself.
Gotcha.
And if he don't know you and you just come up to him trying to be his friend, he's going to look at you like, why are you talking to me? Like if he don't know you, he's not going to accept you in his...
Well, I mean, that's not too bad because like, well then again, like, because I look at myself sometime like, but then again, I work in retail with people, you know, so it's like yesterday I went to work. I'm surrounded by my coworkers and I'm surrounded by customers asking me 50 million questions. So when I'm home, I don't, you know what I mean? I don't want no one coming over. I don't want no one knocking on the door. If someone calls me, that's cool. A FaceTime me or whatever, but nah, once I'm home, and that's my sanctuary. I don't want to, nah, so shit.
But you don't know what's weird about my child? That? He kind of reminds me of Einstein because, like, I was watching him play Roblox one day, and he was like, Mom, I'm going to create this world. It's going to do this, 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 and this. And he was describing it, right?
Yeah.
And as he was describing, he was doing it. And I was trying to figure out what he was doing, and he was getting mad because I was asking him to explain.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. You just see him coding. And 15 minutes later, everything he said, he did. I said, now, you can do that, but you can't tie your fucking shoe.
It's about the important stuff.
No,
okay?
Fuck that.
It's about the important stuff.
No, I'm like, how, Sway?
Because he might be a future city planner. You know what I mean?
No.
He might be a future Elon
I
Musk.
promise, when I show him how to tie his shoe, he looks at me like I'm speaking Korean. And when he does it, you actually see him attempting, but he's actually getting frustrated because he really can't. He'll literally tie his shoe in knots trying to tie his shoe. He can't understand like the over, under, like it's foreign. And I'm like...
Wow. That's something.
That's why when he was younger, I used to just buy him shoes that you just push the button and it tie him or the little thing. Because he really doesn't know how to tie a shoe. And he's 13.
I was about to ask you. I forgot to ask that.
And I don't want him to feel like an asshole because he can't tie a shoe. But like, how can you do all this stuff with no effort, but you can't tie your fucking shoe?
It goes back to what you said earlier. It's just weird how the brain works, you know, and how, you know, people with autism are wired differently. Something that we find so simple, you know, is a challenge to them. But then something like coding and making the whole city in a video game. That even me, I don't know how to code a damn video game, you know what I mean?
But you know what he told me?
What's that?
I said, Caleb, why can't you tie your shoe? I'm not being an asshole, but I really don't understand, like, what is it so hard? He's like, Mom, is it important that I have on shoes or important that I can't tie them? I was like...
That's a good question.
He's like, because Mom, I put my shoes on, I tuck my shoestrings in the side, they're on. I said, but if you need to run... They're not tight. Your feet
or
can come out. Or
you can buy those shoes with the Velcro strap. Go old school.
They don't make them that big. That boy got some big ass feet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But, because also he has ADHD.
Oh, okay.
He has multiple diagnoses.
Gotcha.
So when I was asking him, I said, Caleb, how does it feel having ADHD? He's like, okay, Mom, you ready? Because he's very...
Yeah.
He said, imagine me sitting in the room Indian style. I'm like, okay. He said, and the room is dark. I'm like, okay. Then all of a sudden, there are 100 TVs in the room, and they all come on at the same time. And they're all on different TV channels. I said, okay, imagine trying to watch every channel at the same time and understand what's happening on all the TVs. I'm like, how the hell you gonna do that? He said, exactly.
Wow.
He said, that's my brain every day.
Wow.
He said, you think that I really do stuff to piss you off, but I'm really not trying to piss you off. I'm really trying to understand what's happening.
Wow.
And then I thought about it. And I was being an asshole. I said, so are they all in the same language or are they in different? He said, Mom, why? I said, I'm really not being an asshole. I want to know.
Yeah,
he said, Mom, does it matter? I say no, but I'm really trying to understand.
And you know what? I've never been one of those kind of kids. You know, like back in the day with cable TV, you could have multiple channels up at the same time.
Like picture in picture.
Yeah, yeah. And even now, like with YouTube TV, I could never do that. I want to watch, even when it comes to sports, I want to watch one game one time. When that game goes to commercial halftime, I switch it to another one. Like I can only focus on one thing. So I don't see how he do it.
I don't know either, but I was like, okay. And that's another thing. Like sometimes the ADHD and the autism kind of have the same, so you don't know what to look for. So that's another thing with the teachers. Like every year, I have a whole little sheet that explains this, what to do, his triggers, and all that. And they're like, we're not doing this. I said, well, you're not trying to help them then. I said, I'm giving you the blueprint. All you got to do is to read it. So now when they call me, I say, did you look at this folder? Okay, look at this folder, then call me back. Click, we're not doing this. I didn't print all this shit off for you not to look at it.
That's true.
Plus, he has a 504. You're supposed to pay attention to this.
What's a 504?
It's when you have special needs and concerns. That's what I call them.
Okay.
It's supposed to accommodate.
Okay. Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Wow.